I'm Nichole Berlie. It is Friday, March 31st. This is NewsNation Rush Hour, and we are following new developments on the criminal charges brought against former President Donald Trump. Let's give you a live look at the Manhattan courthouse, as well as at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's Florida home. A grand jury voting yesterday to indict the former president, but the details of those charges have yet to be revealed. This all stems from alleged hush money payments made to adult actress Stormy Daniels on the former president's behalf during his 2016 campaign. The indictment marking the first time a former U.S. president has ever faced criminal charges. Our NewsNation correspondents have been all over this since we brought you this breaking news last night during rush hour. Let's go out first to Robert Sherman, live outside that courthouse in New York. And Robert, the former president could be arraigned as soon as Tuesday.
That's what our sources are telling us, Nichole, which would mean that the former president would have to return here to New York, the city that he loved and called home for many years, to formally surrender at that district attorney's office right behind us.
On the streets of New York, you can't possibly avoid it. Emblazoned on the front page of every paper and locked in the lenses of TV cameras from across the globe, Manhattan is at the center of the political universe after a grand jury made history Thursday, indicting former President Donald Trump in the so-called hush money case involving adult actress Stormy Daniels. It's the first time ever criminal charges have been brought against a former U.S. president.
At this point, he is no longer going to be able to compete merely in the court of public opinion. Competing in actual court is a different thing. Spin won't matter. Facts will matter. The law will matter.
Professor James Sample of Hofstra University says this is the beginning of what will likely be a months-long, if not longer, process.
Maybe even approximately a year before a trial, if there ever is one.
Since the indictment is sealed, there's still much the public does not know, including the specific charges. But at least 12 of 23 grand jurors voted in favor of handing down an indictment, which only requires probable cause.
That is the lowest standard in the criminal justice system. To go to trial, you have to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt.
A judge has reportedly been assigned, so next up, the former president will be arraigned, meaning he will fly from Florida to New York and surrender himself next Tuesday. That will likely include a mugshot and fingerprinting, but as Reuters reports, handcuffs will be off the table. The former president's attorney speaking to NewsNation's Ashley Banfield Thursday night by phone.
He's ready to go. He's ready to fight. I mean, he's, obviously was very upset and shocked. We just believe at the end of the day, rule of law would have prevailed.
House Republicans have criticized the investigation, sending letters to District Attorney Alvin Bragg, calling the case a, quote, politically motivated prosecution and demanding the DA testify in Washington.
He's saying that we're inserting ourselves into New York's sovereignty. Well, he's inserting himself into a national political race and the presidential race on top of it. Come and answer the questions, Mr. Bragg. District Attorney Bragg refusing to answer any questions from reporters Friday, but his office hitting back, telling GOP lawmakers to butt out and writing further, quote, the charges filed yesterday were brought by citizens of New York doing their civic duty as members of a grand jury who found probable cause to accuse Mr. Trump of having committed crimes in New York.
And all New York police officers have been asked to be in full uniform and ready to mobilize in case they are needed. So far, they have not been. There have really not been any demonstrations so far to speak of. So far, all has been quiet here in Manhattan. Nichole.
All right, Robert Sherman in New York. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.